Hi guys, today we'll be covering a new mini tripod. Now this is the Ulanzi MT-44 mini tripod. Now this mini tripod is really amazing as it can go all the way up to 110 cm, which is really a lot. But now you're wondering, didn't I already cover this in my past videos going up to 126 cm? Now that accessory is only for mobile phones. This one, you're able to take much heavier loads for mirrorless and full frame cameras. Now before we continue, I'm going to show you guys some of the mini tripods that I have and how high they can extend to, so that you have a rough understanding of how tall these mini tripods can go. Now starting with this Ulanzi mini tripod, which is the MT-16 mini tripod. Let's see how high it can go. The next is this US Key Vision mini tripod, which I think I also covered too. And then one from this CK mover. And last but not least, this MT-44 mini tripod. Alright, as you can see, there's quite a height difference. You can see even at the highest, this mini tripod is the one that can go all the way up to maybe about 70 cm, whereas this one can go all the way up about 100 cm. When I put them beside me, you can see that this one goes all the way up to about 60% of my height, whereas this one barely reaches about 50%. Now here are some close-up features of this Ulanzi MT-44 mini tripod. Now that I've got your interest, let's head back to the studio to be able to talk about more specifications about this mini tripod and why I'll choose this over other ones which I already have. Before we continue, I need to share with you guys that I'm in no way being paid by Ulanzi to say anything good about this particular product. I just figured that you guys like my accessory reviews and thought of buying this to be able to give it a try and let you know my thoughts on it. There is also another particular reason why I chose this particular model. Now, if you guys know, I actually own this Gizmo's 215P model and it can go pretty high. But because recently one of these legs actually came out. Look, it actually detached from its body after using it for quite a period of time. And to be fair, actually this Gizmo's tripod really served me pretty well. But I guess it's time for a replacement. So here is the MT-44 mini tripod, but I guess you guys also want to know what comes with its original retail package. So let's put it back in. So here's the tripod itself, and inside here you can see that there's this menu. One in Mandarin, and here is some in photo forms to show you how it's being set up. So if you're looking at the box itself does show you some of the aspects of the tripod. Okay, let's move on to the tripod itself. And inside the tripod, you will be able to see that there's these instructions over here, just in case you miss out the paper menu. So it's just a simple packaging, just these few items over here. Now let's move all of this aside and talk about its specifications. Starting with its length, it measures about 32 cm or about 12.7 inches. When fully extended, it can go all the way up to about 109 cm or about 42.9 inches. In terms of its weight, it comes in at about 397 grams or about 14 ounces. In terms of its loading capacity, it can load up to about 1.5 kg worth of gears or about 3.3 pounds. Now before we talk more about its design and features, if you guys enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Taking a closer look, you can clearly see that this is actually a ball head design. Now at the very top, taking a closer look, you can see that there's these paddings over here, which allows you to place your cameras or other action cameras firmly here without it slipping. Now hidden at this ball head is actually a mobile phone mount. Now if you can take a closer look, all we have to do is just pull this outwards and upwards. As this is a spring-loaded design, it has a clip distance about 6 to 8 cm or about 3.15 inches. Now just to show you guys, here I have is my S10 Plus mobile phone, and all I have to do is actually put this up and in, and it's actually locked into place. At the very top, there's actually this cold shoe mount on top over here, which allows you to mount accessories such as microphones or lights. And as you can see further down for its design, there's actually this red ring over here, which actually helps you to tighten up the whole tripod once it's actually fully extended. Now this is really important to keep your whole tripod in place. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about the tightening knob, there's also clearly printed instructions over here to be able to show you which directions to turn this big red knob. Next, the tightening knob, you can see that it's especially big, but I do really like it because the one that they have for the MT-16 is actually really small, which makes it hard to tighten compared with something bigger like this. And as you can see, there are actually no edges around it, just one very rounded and nice design. Continuing down the tripod, you can see that actually this whole thing is actually made of plastic, but not of the cheap material kind. I guess this one really works well because it still keeps the overall mini tripod really light. With the plastic materials also comes with this printed design. Once it's fully extended, it can go really far, and you definitely want to have a good grip on the mini tripod so that your gears don't go flying around. Moving on to the very bottom of the whole tripod, at its feet, you can see that there's these rubber grippings over here, which is really important if you were to put it on a flat surface as it doesn't slip around. Once we open it up, there's actually these 3 supports for each of its legs, which is really good especially if your gears tends to be heavier. In comparison, here I have is my CK MOBA, and once you open it up, you can clearly see that there's no support over here, which actually worries me, especially if my gears are heavier, as the legs will definitely bend. Now, setup. It can be really tricky opening this up and setting it up, as I wasn't really that smart enough and did not prevent myself from having some really painful learning moments. When you set it up, you want to first pull its joints and then its feet. Avoid putting your fingers in, as this happened to me. The tripod is also quite stiff as it's a larger mini tripod, and of course new from the box. When it's fully set up, it serves as a really good and portable tripod. Here are 3 angles you can achieve, which is 109 cm height range. Besides its tripod mode, obviously it can serve as a long selfie stick. Here I have is my setup with my Sony ZV-1, and you can see how much of my surroundings I managed to keep in when it's fully extended. Just be careful not to knock into others. So, price. How much is this mini tripod? Now it comes in about 30 USD on Amazon, which is really affordable. But just a heads up, if you're getting this on other platforms besides Amazon, do check out their reviews, as there are a few others which I saw which came with their supports broken. So let's move on to the verdict of what I really think about this mini tripod. I do really like this MT-44 mini tripod, even though I just had it for a month. I could hardly find flaws about this particular product. It is really small, fitting into my sling bag, but it can also extend all the way up to a very good height, especially for my petite size. The legs are also very firm when it's locked, or can be folded to turn into an ultra long vlogging stick. If I ever need to, it can conveniently convert from a 1/4-inch screw adapter to a mobile phone mount, which can also be accompanied by microphones or lights on its hidden cold shoe mount. Overall, this is a very versatile accessory, I must say. It will definitely be a good replacement for my Gizmo's tripod, putting it into retirement. What do you guys think about this MT-44 mini tripod? Do you like it? Do leave me down in the comments below. If you are interested in more Ulanzi products such as this, or this mini one, do check out my gear playlist over here. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video.